If your mortgage application has been declined by your bank or by your mortgage broker, or maybe you've just talked yourself out of being able to get a mortgage because you've been listening to well intentioned friends and family members or the guy at the barber shop, I have some good news for you. I'm going to explain to you what a specialist lender is, how they can help you if you're an expat, if you've had some credit issues in the past. If you just don't think you can get a mortgage, a specialist mortgage lender might be the solution. So today we're going to talk about specialist mortgage lenders. What is a specialist mortgage lender? Why do they exist? And how can they help you? Make sure that you watch all the way until the end because all of the criteria is going to be needed and needs to be understood in order to understand what specialist lender is best for you. My name is Anthony Lindsay and I've been in finance for over 30 years. I make these videos that I can give you information and you can make an informed choice. You can understand how finance and mortgages work. These videos are not intended to give financial or legal advice, and they should never be used as a substitution to speaking to a qualified broker who knows your and understands what you're looking to accomplish and will put your best interest first. So, what is a specialist lender? A specialist lender is a lender who can help you if you're an expat, if you're a contract worker, you've been self employed for less than 3 years, or if you have credit issues. Those aren't the only ways that a specialist lender will be able to help you, but those are some of the things that we'll be covering off today. So, the definition of a specialist lender is a specialist mortgage lender is a financial institution that provides mortgages to individuals whose circumstances don't align with standard lending criteria of traditional high street banks. These lenders offer more flexibility and may consider factors like poor credit history, unique income situations, or other complexities that other high street lenders may not accommodate. Now, in plain English, it just means that specialist lenders tend to have manual underwriting. It means that they look at each case, case by case, and they consider if it meets their criteria. High street banks are fantastic. I've been a bank manager at several banks, both in the US and the UK. But each bank is going to have different criteria and a different customer base that they're going after. There are some high street banks that are fantastic if you are a first time buyer and you want a higher income multiple. There are others that are great if you aren't currently working, but you have a offer to start a job. The thing about going to a broker is you get the best of all worlds. When you go directly to your bank, the bank can only talk to you about their products. Whereas when you go to a broker, they can talk to you about a range of products. That means you get all the criteria from all the different lenders all in one place. Plus, you get the one on one attention of a broker. Being a broker is very much a relationship business. So, your broker is going to do their very best to find you the best products that you can refer them to other people. Specialist lenders exist to help people that may have been turned down by their bank. Your broker can only help you if you're open and honest with them. So make sure you find a broker that you trust, someone that's been referred to you by someone that has used them recently. Quite often, people may go on Google and find a broker. Nothing wrong with that. I'm there, and that's how some people find me. But the reason why I make these videos is that people can get to understand what the products are, get to know me, and hopefully, by the time they get to me, they see that I'm someone that's professional, I'm knowledgeable, and I will always put them first. So let's talk about mortgages for expats. Mortgages for expats. An expat mortgage used by UK nationals living abroad to purchase UK property. Generally, it's going to require a larger deposit, about 25% or more, compared to standard mortgages. Lenders also consider factors like the income stability. So, how are you being paid, your credit history? You should ideally have some ties to the UK still, and the country of residence, because some countries are higher risk countries than other. Usually you can look at the GDP of a country to kind of assess the risk. So the countries like the US, the UK, Europe, parts of the European Union are probably going to be more acceptable to lenders than others. There's a lot of countries in Africa that are considered high risk, but that won't rule you out. So make sure that if you are an expat, when you're speaking to your mortgage broker, you're establishing a few things. Do you have a UK passport? So do you still currently have a UK passport? Are you a dual citizen? Do you still have ties to the UK? So I've done lots of remortgages for people that were living in the UK, have gone back home or moved abroad or are working abroad, and they're doing a remortgage. So they still have a tie to the UK with that property. They still have a UK bank account, which is where the rent goes. They still have a credit report. So this leads into, is it a first mortgage or is it a remortgage? Have you purchased a property in the past? These are some of the things that the lender's going to want to know when they're looking at an expat mortgage. And finally, what currency are you paid in? If a lender is giving you a mortgage, they need to know how you're going to repay. It's a bit different if it is a buy to let property, because the subject property is what's going to generate the income. However, if you're buying a property in the UK and it's going to be reliant on your income, or if you're remortgaging and it's going to be reliant on your income, the bank is going to need to know how much you get paid, how regularly you're paid, what currency you're paid in. And because currency exchange rates can fluctuate, they may have to do various calculations. So it may convert into a high pound amount, but based on the conversion rates at the time, the bank may need to lower that or put a percentage decrease in there, because currency can be unstable. So if you're looking for an expat mortgage, make sure you speak to a broker, make sure you understand the criteria, and a specialist lender may be your best bet.